Welcome to 5.10's Math Moment. Today students related two different quantities together to analyze and see how they work together and looking at different equations and how we can represent them. So the first example says Hannah, H, and Vanessa, V, are sisters. Vanessa is 7 years older than Hannah. Fill in the table, make a diagram, and then write an equation to relate H and V, or Hannah and Vanessa. So the first thing that I'm going to do is make a table, because visually that's the easiest step, is making a table, and that will help me to write my equation and also make my diagram. So I have Hannah here and Vanessa. It says Vanessa is 7 years older than Hannah. That's information that I know. So I know if Hannah is 1, then I know that Vanessa is 7 years older than that. So that would be 1 plus 7, or 8. Now I can use that basic rate to help me figure out any other time that Hannah, however old Hannah is, how much Vanessa is as well. So let's say that Hannah is 2. Well, I know that my basic rate is plus 7, so 2 plus 7 would be 9, and it would make Vanessa 9. If Hannah was 3, then Vanessa would be 10, because that's 3 plus 7. If I were to say Hannah turned 5, then I'd be able to add 7 to that as well and say that Vanessa is now 12. And let's say that when Hannah turns 42, I would know that Vanessa would be turning 49, because it's always just that constant rate of plus 7. So now that I can have that information and it makes sense in a table, I can come up with equations to help me with that. So what does H equal when I'm looking at how it relates to V, or Vanessa? Well, H equals Vanessa minus 7. And how I can think about that, or check that work, is I could look here and see, is there H in my table that shows me V minus 7 is equivalent? If I were to put the 8 here, is 8 minus 7 equal to Hannah's age 1? Yes. Is 10 minus 7 equal to Hannah's age in the table? 3. Yes. So I know that that equation is correct. When I'm looking at Vanessa, I want to kind of think about the opposite, because Vanessa is older. So if I think about what does V equal, well, V equals H plus 7. And again, I could go back to my table to see if that's true. H plus 7, 1 plus 7, does that give me Vanessa in the table? It does. 8 is Vanessa. If I looked at 5 plus 7, it would give me 12. Is that what I got in the table for Vanessa? Yes, so that would help me with my equation. So then to show this information in a diagram, I could think about Vanessa, this whole diagram showing Vanessa's age, and I could show it as just H and 7. So again, a simple diagram just kind of showing those two separate parts and how they equate to another. If you have any other questions about this lesson, make sure to see your math teacher.